Welcome back to our study in the two letters Paul wrote to Timothy. We are concluding the first chapter in the second letter, and we learned in our last session that Paul had given a commission to Timothy basically to hold fast and know what he believes and the foundations of his faith that have been taught to him, and also to be wise in how he ministers to others. We're going to pick up in verse 15. You are aware of the fact that all who are in Asia turned away from me, among whom are Phygellus and Hermogenes. The Lord grant mercy to the house of Onesiphorus, for he often refreshed me and was not ashamed of my chains. But when he was in Rome, he eagerly searched for me and found me. The Lord grant to him to find mercy from the Lord on that day, and you know very well what services he rendered at Ephesus. Paul basically is kind of talking about a few of the people that Timothy and he encountered along the way. And one particular person he is very interested in seeing that God gives mercy to because of how he showed him mercy when he was in prison. And also when he was in Rome, incarcerated. And we're not sure exactly what the quality of that imprisonment was. We believe it might have been more of a house arrest type of thing. But needless to say, he was confined to some measure or another. And so this gentleman always looked him up and tried to help him in any way that he could. And of course, Paul is very grateful for that. We don't realize the hardships that Paul really lived through on many occasions because of his preaching of the gospel. A lot of people stood against him, more stood against him than those who went with him in the faith and journeyed with him, obviously. And we see where various times throughout his journeys, various people would come and go along the journey. In the book of Acts, we see that Luke was with him quite a bit because Luke wrote that book, and a lot of it is written in kind of a first person where he was there saying, we did this and we did that. But Paul had very difficult journeys. Timothy was on some of those journeys. Paul was beaten and stoned and left for dead many times, more than most of us would have endured. And so when he is being grateful to someone for what they have done for him when he was imprisoned or incarcerated or even in house arrest, it is very heartfelt. And it's good that Paul does that. It's an example to us that when people do us well, when people meet our needs when we can't, we should be grateful and we should live lives that are productive so that we can help them when we have the opportunity to. And I'm sure Paul did. We'll pick up there in our next session.